What's up, my fellow investors, my fellow traders? Cheezit Trading right here. This video is for my gamblers, my risk takers, because right now we're going to predict the big boy earnings next week. We're going to guess which way it's going to go, up or down. Up or down. There's a ton of earnings, and 90% sure the indices will go sideways, because they're just going to wait for the after bell earnings every time. So let's get started. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing has been beasting out of weekly demand. I got this thing in a big old WXY, A, B, C, D, E, and a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, and obviously ultimate impulse 3-wave heading out. This is actually 3-day demand that it came out of. 3-day demand. This was a nice trade to enter. And weekly though, we printed a combo weekly. Looking to print something right here on the daily. If we ever get a retrace into these zones again, buy opportunity, buy opportunity. Because I think we're heading up to all-time highs for Boeing. The favorite government to bail out, right? So, what are we going to do on earnings, though? We're in a wave 3, and it's hard to predict the ending of a wave 1 of wave 3. So, we have this two different highs. If I can press the button, my mic is right in my face. I'm going to have to move the mic so I can see the keyboard. We could get a shot up real quick. Good 20-point move on earnings. Or we can come down to demand, or at least testing the previous high that we just broke. Not much of a guess, right? So here's my guess. I'm going to say we drop down here. Let's test this area. Test this area. I mean, if it drops this low, I'll be shocked, but I'll be a buyer. But I don't see that happening. So, if anything, it needs a little rest. It needs to come back here, test that previous high, and then looking for entry. For Boeing, I say we drop a little for earnings. Next one up, Microsoft. Microsoft, my last video, I talked about Microsoft, talked about a trade I entered yesterday and today. But for earnings, I'm going to have to say we pop back up in this choppy area and finally make it above this sweep high, daily supply. So we could jump up good 10, 20 points right here. Well, that's my assumption. I mean, if we drop down here and we hold the low, I'm a buyer the following day or even right after the bell. Grab me some comms and hold for the ride up. So, but typically, what I'm seeing here, I'm going to say we jump up. And again, this is earnings. It's all a guess. And just like Anchorman, 60% of the time, it works every time. So let's see what's next. What we got? Another one is Tesla. Tesla has been a crap show, as you can see, since September. Got a little diamond right here. I love some diamond shapes. If you ever want to know why I'm Cheezit, that's one aspect. Cheezit. Turn it around, it looks like a diamond. I have this in a weird diagonal, 3-wave of diagonal up to sweep high. Honestly, let it drop. This is annoying. Give me a drop down here. It's already swept this high. I said we come down for Tesla. So I'm calling it down Tesla earnings. Again, all guesses. And this is off of just all of technical analysis. I'm not looking at their earnings, what they beat. Do you know how many times a company, the stock beats earnings and the stock drops? And vice versa the other way. What do you think that's called? Buyers and sellers, that's what it's called. They're selling the shares, taking profit, or they're buying more at a certain level and they want to push it up. That's exactly what it is. Maybe some insider trading, but I don't know anything about that. Let's go with Apple. Apple will love to come down here. This is a weekly time frame zone. See, we had a, I forget what level that is, earlier today. So today or yesterday we hit an hourly supply. And that's my level of, I didn't really enter a short. I didn't really care because, I mean, how, this is obviously bear coming down. No reversal, nothing. Now, a reversal now needs to come at this high, but we're in supply. And then this previous low, this is a dangerous area. It would need to shoot straight up. I would love for it to come down to, let me just see what, I think this is a daily. Maybe a 2-day. Yeah, 2-day demand right here. Where are we at? We're at 247. Zone is at 240. I mean, a little 7-point drop wouldn't hurt anybody. We even have a zone right under it that's a little bit larger. I would be a buyer, especially at that area. I think this is a wave 4, 1, 2 right here, 3, 4. This was a shallow one too, so it's typical sometimes a wave 4 goes deeper. It's usually vice versa. Oh, shallow wave 1, 2. Well, 4 wave, probably a little bit deeper. It is pretty impulsive down, but we're talking about Apple, right? We're talking about Apple. So, my guess, Apple is one of those that's always, after the bell, maybe drops or pops $5, and then the following day at open, or back flat where it is. They like to burn options with some of these big boys. So, my guess, let's say we pop back up here. And then we'll see what happens. If it drops, I'm buying. Buying comms right after the bell. So, popping up here, taking a guess, just going to do a little pop. Next one up, what's the other big boy? Oh, we got Meta. Meta was a nasty trade today. Actually, yesterday. It's entering. We hit this little, right at the golden zone right here. Missed my little 90-minute demand zone right here. But the low held, this demand didn't hit. That's why I didn't enter a trade. If you looked at my last video, explain in decent detail of my entries, but I can go in a lot more detail because there's a lot more to it. Even in the last video, I didn't even mention, I go in there and throw in FVG's strategy, the fair value gap, imbalance candles like this. I use that combination on top of my supply and demand. So this was a nice one, but for earnings, where are we at on the daily? We're at 658. Was this a 1-2? Possibly. I mean, this supply is old, it's done. I can take it away. There's nothing stopping it to go up and continue to go up. Doesn't mean it might not drop. I mean, sometimes wave 2s need to come. This is a big impulse up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You never know. It might want to sweep this high. And we have Meta maybe Tuesday. So we can still grind up before even earnings call and it drops back down here just to test these levels. A little $40 drop, $50 drop just to bring it back here if it's up here. And vice versa. We could start pulling down here and then it pops up on earnings. So I like to look at the charts right before earnings too to see where we are. So taking a guess now prematurely without even seeing the action on Monday and Tuesday. But we're gamblers, right? Let's see. Let's try to predict. Let's see here. This little, is this a 4-hour? It's a 4-hour pending demand right here. If we push up again on Monday, the first 4 hours, we print demand right here at 647. I'm saying we're popping up. We're going up on Meta for earnings. Popping up on Meta for earnings. Options to get. YOLO. Full port, right? Just kidding. Don't do it. Unless you're paper trading. So I think we're going up on Meta. Next one up. Let's see here. I did see Sophie. I like Sophie. This one has been another one that's been chopping since September. I mean, we even had earnings here. It didn't even do much. So, checking out my last video, market structures. I really love this low swept into this demand, about $20, and then it flies. So, Sophie. My prediction. Taking out this previous high. Man. It's like what I want and then what would probably happen, obviously. What I want is to come down here and we fly. You know, I'm calling it. We're pulling down on earnings. It may not come here. It may stop here. It could be very small. Or it might even jump down below demand and fly back up. So, calling down on Sophie. I think that was later in the week. Let me see. Let's see the calendar again. I know there's a lot more. IBM, CAT, obviously credit card companies has been going insane, all-time highs. Oh yes, UNH, United Healthcare. UNH, I have right now a reversal structure for the bulls as a count. Okay, two different ways right here. Just looking at the daily, I mean, it didn't even make it to the golden zone for a wave two, and this is where this kind of looks impulsive down, and we're correctively. It looks like a correctively looking coming up to a supply, and it can fly back down, and then fly back up. But I can't ignore the low time frame bullish structure. That kind of looks corrective, but the count and the demand printing right now it can't be ignored. This was like an old supply here. We rip through and come back and test. I love keeping my old supply zones. I just turn it gray, and I like to see if it comes back and how it tests. I would love for them to print demand here, but this one didn't. But it still reacted to it. Big old demand here. Big old supply up here in the high 400s, but this is a 1 hour supply zone I have marked. So this is a weird, like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big old one running flat. If you don't know Elliott waves, running flats is nasty. Trick a lot of people. Even still know the Elliott wave. It's just a weird corrective uptrend still, but C can end higher than A. It's a running flat. This it's not like we're putting one over here. It's still running flat. But right here on the impulse from this low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now coming up to our, this could be, let's say this is not a 1, 2. This could be a whole A, B, C, and then many A, B's, C's in between that to make it still a bear structure. So this one is tricky. I mean, see, we're entering the golden zone. Still in supply is the golden zone. What do I want here? What is my guess? Man. It's going to be hard to say no to the bulls. This is a 90-minute demand. I don't think it's going to stop here and come back up. This, to me, is going to rip up at least above this previous high, $30 move. If not, I'd say we just ruin this whole move and it drops all the way down to here. So, my guess, and this one is Tuesday morning before open. That's going to be interesting. All right, I say we're popping up. We're going up on UNH. UNH going up. And let's see if we got any more before I jump off and go wake up my daughter. Airlines, nothing fun there. AT&T, blah. I like that big, the volatile moves that go flying. Verizon, you should go down after, screwing up my phone, not being able to call or talk to anyone. It was a nice few hours, though. All right, guys, Cheezit out. This is the episode of gambling, guessing for the big boy earnings next week. Indices, we're probably chopping. So come back, comment, see if there's any stocks you wanted me to look at. Again, like my first video, I got my Discord. I use WAP for my subscriptions. You can do a 7-day trial. WAP is attached into the on the video. Just click it. 7-day trial. You can cancel if you don't like. I got members in there. You can ask them about me, what I do. A lot of educational stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. I use several different techniques for my strategy. As you can see, supply and demand is a lot I've been talking about. Custom supply and demand. So, let me get going, guys. Cheezit out. See ya. Have a good weekend. Be safe in Atlanta, where I'm at, because of all the ice storms. See you.